Good morning, Mr. Taoufik.
Good morning, Mrs. Lynn.
We're going to give it a few minutes, and then I have there are some things you don't know about, which you'll find out with everybody else.
Okay, I'm here.
So am I. Very good start to the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll hear about it because it's really interesting. I've had a very interesting morning.
Great.
Anybody I spoke to that saw your video loved the video. I
Great.
said
Which
you're very professional. They said
The
it's not
video
only
about 6'5"?
yes. They said how
Great.
professional your videos are. I said, well, if you give him a rate that's good enough, he'll do it. That's it.
Great. Where did you share it?
I shared it with everybody I know on email.
On email. Okay, great.
I sent it to Asma, who wrote back, unbelievable. I sent it to everybody I know because I have like one direct email. I didn't even look at the names. I just forwarded it.
Okay, great.
I think
I'm here anytime.
everybody should see it. It's just an absolutely amazing video.
Good.
Yeah. So I have a lot of plans that I spoke to people about. Like I said, I spoke to your friend Kamal for maybe 5 minutes. I'll show you later when we finish this. I said you're going to invite him to a meeting of the three of us, and we're
Okay.
going to discuss some things that I have in mind for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he said he would love to see his friend Taoufik, and he would love to see me. And I said it will be our pleasure.
Great.
Yeah, I can do business with people who have business heads, not crazy people who want things from you.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, I know you are. And that video, every time I watch it, I must have watched 3 times this morning. That video is amazing.
You inspire me all the time.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you. But you're just a genius when it comes to that. Do me a favor, go to Facebook and
Yeah.
contact George and
Yeah.
Christina and tell them that the meeting is starting. Those are the two I really want to speak to. I know
Okay.
Hussein wrote to me this morning. He told me he can't make it because he has something with his kids. It's late at night, and he has something he has to do. And I wrote that's just fine. He doesn't have to be there because he's not that active.
Okay.
So that's it. We'll see. I don't care who comes as long as George and Christina are there. So go do it now, and I'll wait here for everybody.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm going there. I'm going there. Yeah.
Thank you, honey. Oh, great. Somebody's here.
Yeah.
And who is that? Who's here?
MH. Let's see. Hello, MH.
Who's MH? Mohammed?
I don't know. He's there or she's there.
Good morning.
Good morning, MH.
Hello, good morning.
Hello,
Mohammed, is that
Aslan.
you, Hasnain?
Yeah,
Yes,
Oh, good. Thank God. And we're not gonna. I know you're tired. I know it's late for you. We're gonna make this.
fine.
We're gonna make this short and sweet. Okay. First, since nobody else is here, I did speak to that friend of mine, which took hours, and he is gonna send me a list of places in the South that you could apply to that are taking people like you. Here in the we have very bad winters, so he said this is not the place to cultivate. But in the South, you'd be better off. He said there are loads of needs. So I sent him your resume, and he said he's gonna send me names of companies that you would have to apply to directly. Okay, so that's it. Also, Taoufik, get
yes.
try for Will Agee to tell him. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, thank you. Go to him now, and I'm talking to his name.
go ahead.
Okay, well, go ahead. Go to Will. So, so that's the story here. So, you know what you have to do, his name. When you get it, you have to go ahead and you have to apply to these places. Whenever he sends it to me, I'll send it to you. So, well, I'm just waiting for him, and waiting for a man is never easy. So let's see. My nose is weird, but I feel great. Okay, so the agenda today, before we even started, Lynn's kids, there's a lot of things going on. A lot of positive things going on with Lynn's kids, and especially Saving Souls Women's Network, because we do so much work. Your work was wonderful, but from so many years ago, the kids were little. Now we want work that is current and present, and Saving Souls Women's Network is current and present. So, and so is Christine Yakama is unbelievable. Kristen Learned from California and Pablo Lokes, they're banging out Lynn's Kids California. And we have people who are working right now, not from 20 years ago, doesn't help us. Vinod is involved in loads of projects. And I told you, if you could find me a woman, has name that I could speak to, I could really do something with her. But since you're probably not going to wind, or even if you do wind up there, I need women. It's the year of the woman. Once again, because you can't depend on men. So I guess people are starting to realize that you can only depend on women. And that's why we want. Did you get Taoufik?
Yes,
Did you get Will?
I sent him a message. I'm waiting.
What about George?
No sign from George.
Okay. Keep trying.
What another participants?
Well, you know what, Hasnain, I wouldn't give up on women. So I would find somebody who is vocal enough. Look what's happening with Christine. The UN is going there. They're building another hospital, all because she got out there like Lynn Rosen was a crazy person, was looked down on by everybody else, but managed to do what she had to do for her people. If we can get women like that, that's what we want. But it has to be a woman, not that sits and looks beautiful. It has to be a woman who is willing to talk, was willing to commit herself to the fight. I'll train her. I have no problem. I'll get her funding. I cannot get funding for somebody who isn't talking. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Look at Christine Nakama. She's my perfect example because Christine. Oh, what, honey? Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Christine always comes through, and she's just an amazing person. The way she fought for her country, and she doesn't get a penny. Her name. Nobody is funding her. She doesn't get paid for the work she does. She just gets out there in the street, uses her own money. She has no money. She said we fight for causes, and that's why the UN came after her. Before she fights for causes, which I think is unbelievable. I'm going to start soon without them. They'll have to hear the recording. I'm just waiting for Taoufik to tell me where he stands with her. Taoufik,
Yes,
who did you get? Did you get anybody?
no one, no one.
Okay,
I
I'm
just
going to
sent a
start.
message. I'm waiting.
Okay, I'm going to start and let everybody else listen to what I say on recording, okay?
Go
First
ahead.
of all, we're going to start. I'm going to leave the last couple of comments to Taoufik, but this is going to be not a very long meeting, but a productive meeting. I'm going to start with my passion. And no, Taoufik, it's not men. My passion is Saving Souls Women's Network. Many, many years ago, and we all unfortunately know that, I met a man who tortured me, but in an okay way, and taught me that we have to go out and we have to fight for women. And that was Sir. Sir caused me to write so many books, all of which are his book. I sold over 500 copies. And in case no one remembers, I have it sitting here with me as because I have to send it to somebody I know, and it was Goodbye, Sir. Now I'm writing a and the egotistical bastard did his own cover, which I like Taufik's covers better. Now I'm writing a book called Her Pain, but I'm not writing alone. There are women from all over the world talking about what men did to them. This is where we're at today. Today is the day of the woman. It is the time that women will score, women will get funding. Now, what Taufik doesn't know is that, are you there, Taufik?
Yes.
Okay. As I was working, not strange, you show the cover, Taufik, because this is the most gorgeous cover I ever saw. This is the Saving Souls Women's Network book, and it's not about her son. It's about women who suffered through different things. So yeah, he's mentioned, but I suffered enough with a lot of different people, so it doesn't matter. And somebody was reading the book, was a guy who interviewed me on the radio, Taufik. You don't know anything about him. He's a corker. He is a wonderful, wonderful gentleman who, when I had the publicist, Teresa, he interviewed me on his television station. He has a television station which is for what we call the marginalized people, for poor people. And he interviewed me, and he saw all the activities. He always checks our YouTube channel. And he saw some of the things. He said to me, you know what, Lynn Rosen, are you too busy to come down and be interviewed again? I said, are you kidding me? I live for that. He said, just be as crazy as you are. So in about 2 weeks from now, he will interview me. And I told him to wait till after the new year. And that, Taufik, are you here or are you talking to somebody?
I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay. So we're going to go down. He's in a terrible area, but who cares? So we're going to go down. I'm going to be interviewed, and then you could talk about the new website. Now, Taufik is setting up a new website. We're going to leave that for last. He's not here. We have a web designer who's wonderful, who's setting it up. So Saving Souls Women's Network is being known for all the books and for all the activities that they do. Here are activities, not from 20 years ago, but from now. I collected for George's church. I collected toys. I have them all. I can't wait to see George just to get rid of them. Toys, stickers, all kinds of things. I think I'm going to talk to him about not meeting him at the center, at the Barclays Center, to give back the toys to him. We're waiting for my cancer book to come out, story, and coming there to read to the children at the same time giving out toys. It's up to George. It's totally up to George what he wants to do. So we have loads of books that are coming out and loads of exciting things that are happening to Lindsay. We have Sanam, who is in the street also collecting toys, and I think she's working today. And she collected a lot of toys, gave it to a local hospital. All my toys are going to George's Church, which is a poor but wonderful church in Bushwick, Brooklyn. And I was going to give it to the cancer center, but the book that I wrote about cancer, the proceeds go to St. Jude's. So that's why I'm being interviewed, not for, oh, she makes so much money and she's so important, I don't make anything. I'm being interviewed because all the proceeds from every book go to a cause. Now, what Taufik doesn't know, when I discussed him, because he's the man with the biggest heart I know. I have never met anybody who cares more about people other than myself and has names and our original people. He, Kristen Learned and Pablo Lopez, I don't think you were here for it, has name, but they were two people who were on both drugs and alcohol, and they lived in their car for 6 months. They had children, but the children lived with the father. Kristen and Pablo had a little kid who was adorable. They went to a wedding in Nebraska, and they got drunk, and they left Gabby, the little girl, to be in a car with some young people. pulled over by the police. Gabby was taken from them and put into the foster system, which means that she's being taken care of by foster care. Gabby's mother, Gabby's grandmother, was a very good friend of mine. We got her to through Saving Souls Women's Network, and that's why if you think I'm not putting down any country, anything, nobody does as much as we do. Through Saving Souls Women's Network, we counsel, and Taoufik will tell you, I counseled her 3 times a week. We got her into a good rehab, thanks to her mother. And her mother took Gabby so that Gabby wouldn't have to go in foster care, even though she was still listed as the foster care agent. But she still took Gabby, kept Gabby, and now through Saving Souls counseling, through the grandmother who really cared. This is all Saving Souls. The grandmother was a part of Saving Souls. Now Kristen is doing drug counseling. She couldn't be with us today because she's busy working as she is a drug counselor. She's counseling other people. In April, Taoufik and I will be flying down to Los Angeles, and we're going to open up. Well, first, I'm going there to see my grandson. I haven't seen him in ages, and he's in Los Angeles. That's not the reason for the trip. He said to me, Grandma, I'd have to wait forever. And he's right, because this is very important. We're opening up Kristen's song. And Kristen's song is going to be for women with sad songs. And it was always her dream to open up a foundation to help other women. And I promised her, we will do this. I don't have the money for it, but we're fundraising. As we're fundraising for any project like Christine Yokohama. We're going to fundraise for projects that are happening now and not really for projects that make a difference in the world. There are plenty of teachers out there making a difference. But we're funding for projects that have to do with women, projects that have to do with the marginalized, the very poor. And those are the projects that we're funding for. So we're going to be flying down to California. I even made a reservation in a hotel not that far from where my grandson is. And she'll meet us there, and we're going to open up officially. We'll meet with her a couple of days, of course, with Gabby, so you can see Gabby, Taoufik. And we're going to open up whatever we decide to call it. And it'll be to help women, and we'll do a fundraising thing while I'm there, and to help, and her mother will help, to help women and men and children who get displaced because their parents are on drugs and alcohol. And that's why I say, you see what I mean, Hasnain? This is going in the direction of really helping people. Not taking children to McDonald's or like we used to do with my school. This is really making a big difference in the world because we get somebody off of drugs. Also, Taoufik and I, so we're not just saying that I do this or I do that. I'm not getting paid for this either. We don't get paid for anything. Taoufik and I, we don't have any money to fund anybody for anything. But Taoufik and I, we spend 2 days, we spend Mondays and Wednesdays, not this week, New Year's, in the Visions for the Blind. In conjunction, we are partners in New York Cares. In conjunction with New York Cares, we will be spending, I think Mondays are food services where we'll serve in like a soup kitchen, but the blind need help. And on Wednesdays, we'll be doing crazy projects like we did last week, movies for the blind, getting out there and making a difference, really helping somebody who is handicapped. And that's a direction and Sanam is on most of these projects with me today. She had to work. She's doing a different project which I wanted to be part of, but I don't have time because I have too many other things that are happening. Sanam is doing a project called Help Veterans. And what she does is she calls veterans to make sure they're okay. Do you have any other needs? And she's not only doing, she's also sponsored with Lynn's Kids and New York Kids. Do you have any special needs? Is there anything we can do for you? Like I used to do when I worked for the public advocate. I should say volunteer because work means money and I never got any there either. It's a different kind of payment. It's like Taoufik says, it's payment from God. And good things have started happening. Yeah, good things have started happening to Taoufik and Lena. And because I honestly think our involvement with people, our trying to help even when we don't have a meal in front of us, and all of a sudden things started to change. The books that we've written. And you know what, Taoufik, I would like you very much to send my friend Hasnain the book on the Last Guard book. I think he would like that. Send him, one of the ebooks that doesn't cost you anything. Send it through the mail, not the mail. Send it online. Can you do that, Taoufik?
Remind me of the title of the book.
The Last Guard book that is on Kindle.
Okay.
You know what I mean. And I want him to see the type of work that we're doing, and also let him see the book for the mentally challenged, Mr. Wrights and the mentally handicapped.
Okay.
Okay. So, and now we're getting involved with people that we weren't involved with for many, many years because they're all coming on my crusades to fight the mayor because the mayor is closing libraries. I'm back to where I was, but it's not enough just to work with children anymore because we have teachers that are out there in the streets doing wonderful things. The terrible thing about the Board of Education, Lynn's kids is going to go out there. You don't know about this either, Taoufik. When I meet Julie, we're going to think of different projects that we can do to fund for schools because the Board of Education removed our wonderful mayor, who Mr. Wright is going after in the next book. He removed all funding from schools. So there'll be no after school programs. You know what that means. That means the kids are going to get into all kinds of trouble. So we're going to try to sponsor some Lynn's Kids programs that might help children, or youth centers that are already in existence. We'll try to give them some time. I don't have time to give them, but I have other people who have time. So that's what we're doing, Hessein, that makes what I think makes a very big difference. And Taoufik, I want you to tell them a little bit about the website while I go to get George. Okay, Taoufik?
Yeah,
Can
good.
you tell Hessein?
Sure. We're setting a new website, especially for Linsky, but at the same time, we will get more activities through Saving Souls Women's Network. This new website will be interactive. It will include all our activities we did before and the activities we are doing now and the future activities for Lynn's Kids and Saving Souls Women's Network. It will include all, the projects we did, the projects we are doing now, and any future projects will be projected through this website. We will include one gallery for all the activities, videos, images, audio files. The purpose of this website is to reach more, people that we are dealing with. We will spread all over. I mean, globally. There will be also live shot. I didn't tell you that, Lynn.
Yeah, okay.
Fuad, the web developer. I asked him if we can get online live through Zoom or through Google Meets, just through the website. There will be an icon that we will activate. So any activity we are doing or will be online, you can just attend our online meeting for any reason just from the website. So then there will be a lot of new stuff that we are, adding to make Lynn's Kids and Saving Souls also. The website is for Saving Souls Women's Network and Lynn's Kids
Yeah, both.
organization. Yeah, because most of time Lynn's Kids is more active, and most of our activities are available to Lynn's Kids. But sometimes we don't, include Saving Souls, though. Saving Souls Women's Network. So this new website will let Saving Souls Women's Network also active and available for any activity through Saving Souls Women's Network. So there will be also, a link, or from the menu we'll have many pages, and we will get a link for our books, the books that Lynn and I and many other women's network ladies wrote, and we will have the link for all the books straight from the website. so
Okay,
people
George is
can.
on it. Excuse me 1 minute. George is on his way. Go ahead,
Uh,
Taufik. Go ahead, Taufik.
yeah. The link from this website about the books that we have written, we are writing, and we will write in the near future will be mentioned also to this website. By the way, the books we sell, we did that through Amazon, we did that through our ex website
Mm-hmm.
that we canceled. Now we are having a new website. The books we sell, it's not for Tofi and Lena.
Nothing is for
The earning,
Elena. We'll be on the food
yeah,
line very soon.
the earning we get from these
Glad to work.
sales will be invested in our social activities. You don't take one penny from all this money
No.
that comes from selling the books. So we will have opportunity. George is there.
Oh, good. Okay. Now I need to. We need. Go ahead. Finish up, Taufik.
We have opportunity to sell books and at the same time to use these earnings straight to finance or to invest in our social work. Hello, George.
Okay.
Hi,
Thank you.
brother.
Hi, Taufik. How are you?
Hi,
Thank you.
Okay,
Hi,
brother.
good.
We miss
Lynn.
you,
You're here
brother.
just in time. Only I would give you wake up service. I'll charge
I'm
you for
to.
that. Okay. I want George is a very important part of our of what's going to be happening in the future of Lynn's kids and
Yeah,
Saving Souls, especially Saving Souls. First of all, thank you,
yeah.
George, that I cannot go into my bedroom because I have so much stuff for your children, and I want to deliver it to you. But I'm thinking, my mind is going into his name. George is I think pastor is the right word, at a
Yeah.
church. And we collected toys for his children. I thought George is like the nicest person I know, so I thought his children deserved
Oh
toys.
yeah, George with the big smile. Oh,
Right,
Bless
big
your
right. And a
heart.
smile.
bigger heart, Tofi, a heart like yours,
Oh
Tofi.
yeah, sure.
Thank
Okay, so
you.
listen, George, I have an idea with this. We can do what we said, and we can meet at the Atlantic Terminal, and
Hmm.
we can. There's a lot of stuff here. So what I
Mm,
was thinking of, because I have stuff for your wife when she teaches the kids in the
Hmm.
yeah.
Sunday school, there's supplies she might be able to use, like markers and things like that. I
Right.
thought that when the children's cancer book comes out,
Hmm.
which should be in a week, as soon as my husband gets it on Amazon,
Okay.
I
Today,
thought
I
that
will
when
put it
that
Amazon today.
okay, I thought
Yeah.
that when that book okay, I thought that when that book comes out, George, that I would come with everything I have for those kids to the church and do a reading. What do you think?
Well, the only problem, I'm not the lead pastor there. So
Okay.
I would, yeah. So we're kind of on the fringes, Renessa and I. The church we really have is an online church, but we do that separate from the Methodist church.
Okay, so
So,
we can still meet.
Okay.
So here's the idea now. Now we're going to
hmm
change it. We will still
hmm
meet at the Atlantic Center. I will give you
okay.
stuff only for the children, not for until you get your own church. And
Right.
the
Mhm.
supplies were for the children. The only reason I got that thought is because I saw Renesta saying something about teaching Sunday school.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
teaches Sunday school every Sunday. She
Oh,
sometimes she doesn't have any children. Sometimes she has one. Sometimes she has
Okay,
five
okay,
or seven or eight. So it fluctuates, you know. But
okay.
we
So
are working on building our church. I don't know
okay,
when it
that
will be
anyway we
built.
can help you
Hmm.
rebuild. Okay, so this is my
Okay,
thought
thank you.
now.
Hmm.
What is your schedule like on Saturday, George?
Saturday I'm a little flexible. Saturday I'm kind
Okay,
of
what
flexible.
if we meet at the Atlantic Terminal
Okay,
on Saturday? I'll just give you what I have for the kids.
okay, that'll be fine.
Well, why
Let me
shouldn't the
get
kids have it delivered? And now listen to this
yes.
other thought. You're
Hmm.
talking about the online church. What
Hmm.
if when are there children in this group or there are no children?
No, not really. I have people that have children, but their children don't come on, and the numbers have been fluctuating for some reason. We went from having like 15 people, we're down to kind of like 5 to 8 people. So
Okay,
it
so we
it
can
goes
talk
up and
about this
down.
when we see each other. What
Yeah,
time
yeah.
works for you tomorrow? I know that I don't want to have to wake you in the morning, so give me an
On
idea.
you mean tomorrow or Saturday? You mean
I meant
Saturday?
Saturday. I have my days are like,
10,
yeah.
10, 10 would probably be great. Let me find out what I'm doing
11 would be
tomorrow.
better for me. 11 would work
Okay,
for me.
11 is fine. 11 is
So
fine.
we'll
And
meet
we
in
can meet.
our Target,
Hmm.
by those tables. We'll have a cup
Hmm.
of coffee and we'll sit and I have now another thing. While George is here and has Nain, listen, and Taufik I know knows so I don't have to keep lecturing him.
Hmm.
Um We're going to start talking about when we meet. We're not going to do the writing at that point, but what I'm doing in my spare time is finding places that are accepting grants. And Fran Shannon isn't here today, but she's also helping me by establishing grants, people who are looking for places like ours.
Wonderful.
The other thing I'll do is I'll give you a write-up, and it could actually benefit you.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it. It could benefit Hasnain because of the work that he does.
Okay.
And it could benefit you and we could find like a special, we can make like our own with Taoufik, who's very, very talented. We can make our own advocacy group where even though you're not a pastor of a group, because it wouldn't be non-denominational,
Right.
where we could actually even meet online and talk about the problems that we're facing in this world and build it up till eventually you can get your own place. We could do
Okay.
fundraising to everybody and everything. And how does it involve Hasnain, who is sitting here? I don't want him to think I'm ignoring him because I love him. It involves Hasnain.
Hasnain, can you turn on your camera, Hasnain?
It doesn't matter. I know what he looks like.
Okay.
Yes, hello.
Hasnain, I think that if we involve the women in your country, I'm not asking for the powerful speaker. I think I can give up with the women in your country with that. But show us a little bit about how the women work in your country. We can fight for them. I want this platform, George. That's why I don't sleep. I have had maybe 3 hours of sleep in 4 days.
Actually,
George is used to it. George knows how crazy. Taoufik is certainly used to it. He was up with me all night. Yeah, I think that if we can involve George and Hasnain, if we can involve women from every country. So what I need, Hasnain, and not next week and not next month, I need you to send me a description of the problems that the women in your country do. Send it to me, that the problems that the women of your country have. George, you and I could give pages. And we have a lot of problems. I want to do something with the immigration crisis. What I'm discovering with the immigration crisis, George, is that, and Taoufik, is that our immigrants are coming from countries that I really wish we, this is not like Lynn, but it is like Lynn. I wish that we could do more for our homeless and stop worrying about everybody else's country. I mean, our homeless are on the street. Why doesn't anybody seem to care about them? So that's going to be also we'll talk about that tomorrow, have a whole agenda for us. So I'm going for 11 o'clock on Saturday, 11 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Okay.
Now, George, I already spoke to Oshri, who is a talented artist. He couldn't be here, he's teaching, but he's not teaching because it's Christmas time. He's doing he's just wonderful, a special activity for children. He builds these figures out of saran wrap and aluminum foil, and he spends his time and gives his heart to do this stuff for children.
Wow.
So I spoke to him. He's going to come in and fund himself for a change. I told him, I can't fund you. I can't fund myself. How am I going to fund you? So George knows about that too. So he's going to come in May. That gives me enough time to do everything that we have to do. And he's going to, the three of us, and Taoufik, who's very talented in his own right. Taufik's going to do all the artwork for what we're going to do, which I didn't explain to him yet, because like I said, we're up all night with books. And now I'll sit with him and I'll talk to him. When we're together at the Atlantic Terminal, I'll tell you both. What we're going to do is we're going to have what we call, and I remember I had this from Carolyn McIntyre. Do you remember Carolyn McIntyre?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Okay.
I do.
She's going to be a part of this too, because she actually told me she needs my help because they're closing libraries.
Oh, what?
My
Yeah.
claim to fame with opening libraries. So what I'm going to do is we'll get her together. We have to first take care of us as far as getting together and sustaining ourselves so we can sustain others. That's our problem, George. We never sustain ourselves. We're too busy sustaining others.
Right.
So I think that what we're going to do is we're going to do a book reading. And instead of the proceeds going to, I found out through a friend of mine who Taoufik loves, David Siegel is his name, from New York, that you don't need a permit to do a book reading in front of the New York Library on Fifth Avenue, that big library. We can take a nice day in the spring, get up there and read like a page of each book, have books with us. Tell them whatever we tell them. It's going to Lynn's Kids Day. I don't care what we tell them. That isn't important. Get out our names. And at the same time, the guy who interviewed me on the radio that time, you weren't here. If you listen to the tape, you'll hear what I said. Wants to interview me again, and he's
Hmm.
he's in some area. I hope I don't get shot, but it doesn't matter. I'll go there for that purpose. And yeah, he's going to interview, and I'll see if he can interview you and several others from around the world, talking about the different problems that we have. Also, George, you were talking to me about having your own newspaper. What does that mean?
No, the ministry newsletter. We have that. We have that. We haven't done it in 3 years, but I'm working now with a brother, my wife's brother, and so my brother-in-law to actually restart the newsletter, and it's more crisis centric, and it's more about the ministry I have, which is just preaching about the end times, and of course preaching the word.
I see what you're putting on Facebook: kindness, spreading kindness, and that.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
That's very important. It's not
Hmm.
just; it's very important.
Hmm.
What I want to do is I want to have a little bit more with something like, I'm going to write down all these ideas so I don't, I can do like a combustion engine all of a sudden. Everything. Senior moments. I would like to write down some of these ideas, like spend 20 minutes online with Pastor George, Lynn, and Taoufik of all denominations are welcome, and tell us the problems that you're facing in our New York. And once we get that off the line, this will lead to future things for us that will sustain us. Because I'm already in channels talking to people in the middle of the night, trying to get us sustained. Personally,
She doesn't, George. She doesn't sleep.
He
I
knows he
see.
knows no longer than you do.
I see.
You
My
know,
Lord.
you know what? You know what? She pulled me. I don't sleep either.
No, he's
Oh.
up there putting through books.
No, but we're doing great job. We don't stop.
Yeah.
George,
especially
I
with
think I
the new.
sent you a link for our latest YouTube production, Ceasefire. It's about what's going on in Israel and Palestine. You have to watch that. He did some job on this thing. It was
I'm going to take a look at it. Yeah, I'm going to take a look
okay.
at it.
I will
And
send you, George. I will send you the link, the YouTube link for this video that I have just done yesterday on my about ceasefire, and I will send you the YouTube link directly, and you can watch it instantly.
okay. Yes.
When we finish our meeting, I will send it to your messenger. By the
Okay.
way,
Thank you.
George. By the way,
Yes.
I noticed
Yes.
that you have two Facebook accounts, right, George?
Yeah,
I
I don't know how to, I lost the first one. And I didn't have a way of getting the password, and they never answered me, because what I want to do is either combine them or make a new one with different people from each one, and then have a final Facebook page.
And
So
you know what,
that's the
Taoufik?
problem. Hmm.
We're
I
going
will
to
help you
have a
with that
page
later
for George.
on. I can
Taoufik,
help
this is
you with.
important.
Okay, thank
We're
you.
gonna after George and I meet, we're going to have a page in Facebook saying spend an hour or so. We'll find a catchy phrase with Lynn and George and Taoufik. Eddie, everyone is welcome online to talk about the problems that New York is facing. I'm sure immigration will be the first problem. And I want you to do that. We'll have an open page, and one of us we'll spend time with. Now, George, when are we going to meet that invisible wife of yours, if ever?
Well, hopefully soon. She's just got such a busy schedule, and
I
now
know.
she's a little under the weather. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
she recently had an accident where a
sorry
sign
to
in the
hear that.
post office hit her head, and so she's in a lot of pain. So she's
God.
resting right now. So we're going to not the urologist, the neurologist, and also we got to figure out what's going on, because they didn't do the right thing by writing up the report right away. So it's a lot of red tape we have to go through. But just pray for her, because she's having these severe
I pray
headaches.
for both of you all the time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And the
listen,
same to you.
Hasnain, are you still there?
Where is here? Well,
is Hasnain here?
I can see himself muting himself, and
Tell him to unmute.
how did listen, sweetheart? Where is here? Well,
oh, thank God! I really needed him to. Okay.
yeah.
Good morning, afternoon, evening.
Yes, I am.
Habaragami, Will.
Hello. Hi,
Where's my
Will.
Will?
Your
Yes,
Will
Let's
is
see
Lynn.
Will's face.
connected. Yeah,
George,
he's
first let me get Hasnain and then I'm going to Will. Hasnain, I want a page of what problems the women in your country are facing. Can you handle that? Hasnain.
Yes, there have scope to work in our country, and women play a vital role.
Okay, so I want you to send that to me. I want it no later than Monday. Okay, you
Situations
can
that
go back to
see
sleep,
many
Hasnain. Hasnain, oh, you
hello,
can go back to
Will.
sleep.
My
Okay,
brother.
Taoufik, Hasnain, you can go back to sleep because the rest of the meeting has to do with Will
Okay,
and George,
bye-bye.
okay? I'll speak to you soon. Bye, Hasnain.
Hello. Hello,
Okay,
policeman.
George, you're gonna meet the second craziest person I know next to Tofi.
Oh,
And
yeah.
his name, okay, and his name is Will. The man.
Hi, Will. How are you?
Hey, how are
Oh,
you?
you're gonna love this
I'm
guy. This
great,
guy
and
is
yourself?
nuts.
Good
I'm
to
Brother
see
telling you,
you.
Will.
he's
Brother
crazier than I am.
Will.
Okay. Will, what's happening here is I know how you feel about, why can't I see Will's face? I see yours, Tofi. I live with you. I don't want to look at you anymore. I can't see Will. Here he is. Okay,
You see,
so,
she's always bothering me.
yeah,
You know
stop.
what? Just switch your finger on your screen. You just
Yeah,
switch to the left, and you will get all the guys here. Go ahead.
I just
Switch
did.
like this.
Yay! Let there be light.
Yay!
Okay. I told you this meeting is
Oh
not
my
going to be
God.
normal. Okay, now this guy, Will, first of all, he's a very busy man. He doesn't have time for Lynn Rose. And who am I? I'm nobody. I go in the street, tell who am I? This guy knows Denzel Washington. He knows famous
Yeah.
people. So he's not here. He does charity work, George.
Oh,
But since
wonderful.
Hasnain is still here,
Yeah, he's there.
this man doesn't
Yeah.
take a penny from anyone. He gets out there
Oh,
in
yeah.
the field and he does his own work. And I have more respect for Will, even though he tortures me by not coming when I call him. I have more I have more respect for Will, like I have for George and Taoufik
Oh,
and
Yeah.
his name, because this
They are
man.
both kind people, and they are
Okay,
the
don't sing the
most.
praises of men. I wouldn't
I'm
have my
not.
headaches if it wasn't for
I
men.
don't praise anyone. It's worth to say that Will and George
Oh, they're
are
wonderful.
real fighters and real,
Okay.
you
Okay,
activists.
go there.
And they
Tell
don't
you
just
sing your
talk.
song
They
later. Okay, can you sing your
do. They
song
don't
later? I
just
want to
talk.
get
They
through this
do things
meeting.
happen.
Okay,
Okay.
take
thank you,
a pill
Sophie.
just for me. Just
Yeah,
keep
that.
listening. Okay. So
Thank you.
okay. So what we're doing, Will, is we are changing the whole look of both Lynn's Kids and Saving Souls. Saving Souls is my passion.
Oh,
And
okay.
eventually Evelyn Abernathy, and I think I met Evelyn Abernathy through George because she saw one of our postings where we were saying something to each other and she like jumped in. What we're trying to do, I think she might be one of your people, of your friends on Facebook. I don't know who she is, but she's a wonderful, God-willing, wonderful lady. I'm going to try to get Rebecca. Well, we all know Rebecca Felder. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah, we
going
know
to
her.
get, yeah, we're going to get some of the women from Facebook to see and get them involved in this too. This is not only about women. This is about injustices that are being done in New York. I loved your writing for the last book, Will. Ceasefire, I think you wrote for. Oh God, did you
Oh
send?
yeah.
Did you send Will the link for the ceasefire video? I could
I
get
will
arrested
do
for
that.
that.
I will do it. By the way, your article is already in the book, and you will get a free copy when it's published.
I love
Because
it. Yeah, you get a free copy
I'm
as soon as you
talking
get
to
the book.
Will,
I know
my
you're
brother.
talking to. Why would you talk to me? You talk to me too much. Give me a break. Okay, so Will. So what we're trying to do, and I just told George, who's another one who has all these 20,000 things and doesn't get paid. We get God's pay. That's the way I look at it. To me, that's good enough.
There you go.
That's it. So, except George is a little bit more accessible to me than you are. You're like the king. You know how many people I have to pray to God. Please give me 10 minutes of
Hey,
Will.
Lynn, let Will alone. Let him alone.
All of a sudden, you're
Go ahead.
defending him. You know what? Give me that person, okay? This is not the men's club. This is a meeting. Okay, so what we're doing
Okay.
here is what we're going to try to. George and I are meeting on Saturday, and we're going to sit down. We're talking about writing grants. Now, you and I never got a chance to talk about this. Do you have any grant writing experience,
Me?
Mr. Will?
No,
Who else?
I actually took the class, the government grant writing class. I've never written a grant in my life.
But I'm sure you could
Okay.
do it. I have confidence, as I say in French, j'ai confiance en vous. I have confidence.
Oh, oh, they
Hey, I have
confiance
talent.
on
You see
you.
that? Okay. What I'd like, Will, is after George and I use our heads together and we really, really talk about how we're going with these things. I have a friend of mine, Fran Shannon, who can't be at these meetings personally because she has a very active social. I have no social. I'm too busy worried about the hungry in the streets or the immigrants who are coming and displacing our hungry. I know you don't
Sorry.
agree with me. It's okay. I'm right.
Okay.
Because we have people in New
So,
York who are, George will say yes. We have people, our hungry are in the street because
yeah,
of the new immigrants that have come to New York, thousands and thousands. Now, I feel bad for these people. There has to be a better place in a way that in which we don't have to displace our homeless. They were taken out of certain places so that the immigrants could come in. That's my problem with it. Not that we have immigrants, but that why should the homeless be displaced? They're displaced long enough. So what we're doing is the children's cancer book that we wrote is all proceeds are going to St. Jude's because the St. Jude's is a
yeah.
wonderful place.
Mm.
We're going to write Mr. Wrights, and I think that George and Will and Taoufik doesn't know enough about him, but after speaking 1 hour to me, he'll know. Mr. Wrights is going after Eric Adams, our mayor, because Eric Adams has taken away funding from poor Eric Adams. You wouldn't want to meet me. Eric Adams has taken away funding, closed libraries. Do you hear this, George? Have you been reading about that?
Closed libraries and $2 billion out of the school system. That is
How is
that
this
Oh
is
my
possible?
God.
This is what
that
we're
Oh
going to
is
my
do, George.
God.
that is
I
that
Wow.
is
hate
already
going to
hurting. That is already hurting. So,
Really, yeah.
yeah.
brother AG, if I could jump in, Lynn, real quick.
Yeah.
I do substitute teaching, mostly in the charter school right now, and I've been nominated in the public school. So hopefully, I can drum up some money to pay for the test to be nominated there also. But anyway, long story short, some children, as you know, and I don't mean to reiterate this because you already know, we already know what it is, that some children don't get meals if they don't go to school. And so the
Yeah.
mayor, for some crazy reason, is talking about cutting the
Ridiculous.
budget $2 billion from an already
Extended.
overtaxed, overextended entity, and then he's asking the mothers of these children to volunteer. All of this is wrong. All of
Well,
this
of
is
course
wrong.
it's wrong. They have to make money to
Mm.
subsidize their kids. They can't
Yeah,
volunteer.
it's all crazy. So, we have a problem there. The children are Some of the children are out of control and need the help that the public school system, or the school systems rather, provide. So right there, that's a big issue that's close to my heart. This $2 billion cut in the schools and
It's going
the
to kill our
cuts in the
kids.
library. Yeah, yeah,
And
and
more
they're
than
And
that, do
this
already
you know that he's trying to
suffering.
cut SNAP, the food program? That gets
I,
to
I
him.
I did not know that.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's going to.
and this
So, what,
yeah,
Mr.
it's
Toby?
bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
and this Eric Adams, who elected him,
What?
he came from the source. He was,
I voted
you
for
know,
him. I'm ashamed.
yeah, he was from the basic population who needed help, and then they elected him. And look what he's doing now. It's crazy. I don't
Okay, so
It's
understand.
this is what
insane.
I didn't tell this to you,
Insane. Yeah,
Sophie.
it's insane. It's insane.
What I suggest, George, is that you and I,
Mm.
you'll have to give me a day where you're not working. This is against my pride because I absolutely detest my former principal. But that's a school that I worked at. Let me give you a little background. I worked at that school for 20 something years.
Mm.
My
Mm.
last 2 years of working at that school, I was a library teacher. When I left, they closed the library because at that time they lost funding too. And I said, "Oh shit, you're not closing. Forget my French, everybody. I don't care. Everybody who knows me knows how I talk." I said, "You're not closing any library." So she said, "What do you mean I'm not closing? Well, I can't have teachers. I don't have funding for that." I said, "I'll tell you what. I'm retired. God gave me the strength to make it up. I was going to say with you as a principal that I didn't throw up every day. God gave me the strength to get through this. And what I want to do is I'll come 2 days a week and I'll open your library. And you won't have to pay a penny. Well, not only did it turn out good, but we were written up newspapers. I did it for my kids. The kids loved it. Here's the cork. I haven't spoken to our principal in 3 years. I would still be in the library, but she's such a son of a bitch. What she did, pray for me, George. You can keep praying. What she did is my kids were supposed to talk at Barnes and Noble. It was a book about Donald Trump. I mean, but the mistake I made is I put Lynn Rosen and PS 135. If I just put Lynn Rosen, it would have been fine. This crazy woman who's more insane than I am, if you can believe it. She's worked at Columbia University. She got them a gig at Barnes and Noble in Harlem, and we were going there for a book reading. And then my principal told me you can't go there for a book reading because we're not supposed to put the children's names on the book. Well, after that, I never talked to her again because the kids were disappointed. The parents were devastated. The kids
Oh.
were going to get out there, and the money that was coming in was going to be to subsidize libraries. And I'm willing, if you are, George. It's going to take a lot of courage because I could whack her right over the mouth, but I won't. I'm willing to go talk to her and talk to her about some services we could extend to the. I love those kids. It's a poor black, and I'm using black because it's black, and I wouldn't teach in a white area because they all think that they're so great. It's a poor area where the children are raised by they're not poor, they're socioeconomic problems, but they're not poor. They have West Indian parents who are wonderful. They all have jobs. I don't want to hear that they don't have jobs because of the color of their skin. They're all working. One father worked in HSBC Bank, the mother, and it happens to be very funny. He told me, if you ever need money, come and see me. So I said, "Gee, I wish you really meant it." He laughed. He thought that was his wife invited me to his daughter's baby shower because I was his daughter's first guy. I went to all showers. Other teachers hated me. You're not supposed to associate with them. You're supposed to teach them. That's not how life goes. So I'm willing to just have to hold the restraint. I'm willing to go to speak to her. Just hold me back from killing her, and I'm willing to talk to her. I know she'll take the meeting because this is God's work, and this because we can do this. I feel it. I feel with your presence. It's on Linden Boulevard and
Yeah.
Schenectady. Linden Boulevard and East 40 and 46th Street. Do you know where that is, George?
Yes.
Okay, we'll have to get there one day. I will call her after school comes back, which won't be till after I'll leave it for the week after New Year's because I'll need to drink or something to get myself in a vision. I'll take a couple of drinks before I call her. And I'll ask her possibly to meet us online, so maybe I don't have to see her in person. And you and I can talk and possibly even have Will and Taoufik there to talk about what we can do for the schools. And you and I and all of us will find different things that are suggestive ways, because whether you're too busy for me or not, Mr. AG, whatever you call yourself, I will find time to get you to work with me because we're working for God, not for anybody. And that's the whole purpose. And George knows how I am. Nobody can escape me. I know we all will. So it's important to get out there and to help as many people as we can. That comes to the part of schools and education because I expect Will is a prolific writer. George is a wonderful writer. Taoufik is an amazing writer when he can find time because he's so busy doing the web and getting his new website up and doing which one, may I tell you is also coming out of my pocket. And he's trying to do things to help other children. So we're going to that's one angle. The second angle, and I think that I got George, Will, and Taoufik on this one, is going to be a woman's part. Let's face it, if it wasn't for a woman, none of you would be here. So we're going to go into women's. I am sick and tired of being told that a woman should be we dressed appropriately when if she's being raped, she has to be raped if she's wearing. I'll wear whatever the hell I want to wear, and don't tell me how to dress. That policeman looked down on you, right? That police. Okay, honey. That policeman looked down on you. Go ahead, Mohammed. Go rest. That policeman looked down on you, and they give you this look of Oh, that's the way you dressed. You're asking for it. I didn't put a sign on saying I'm looking to be raped. Now, George will know about this. We have a public advocate. Now, I donated years and years ago. Now she's the Attorney General. Am I right, George?
Yeah, Tish
Okay.
James.
Yeah. Letitia James is an activist and unbelievable. And she recruited me to volunteer 1 day a week. Well, you know, with Letitia, she's worse than me. She also knew where I lived. I wound up spending 3 days a week serving there, and I pulled in George. George had to go to. George got a job out of it eventually, but I was glad. He deserved to get a job because he's a hard worker. What we want to do with things with women, George and Will, and it could be in Chicago. Where do you live?
Ooh, talking to me or George?
I'm talking to you. I know where George lives. Go ahead. Where do you live?
El Cajon, California, just east
Oh,
of San Diego.
That's
Oh,
wonderful. How
wow.
far are you from
Wow.
LA? How far are you from LA?
LA, that's about a 3.5-hour trip by
Okay,
car.
so I'm going to be opening up Lynn's Kids LA with 2 people, Kristen Lynn and Pablo Lokes. They used to take, this is an interesting story. They used to take drugs and alcohol through Saving Souls Women's Network. We got them into rehab. They lost their child at the time because they had the kid drive with teenagers. We got her mother, the girl's mother, to take her own grandchild because she was upset that her daughter was on alcohol and drugs. But I told her, get over yourself. You have to help her. She was living in a car 3 days a week. Her mother had the kid, and through the help, and I get very the tears come down when I speak about this. Through the help, through Saving Souls Women's Network, we are able to get Kristen her help and Pablo. They still have to check in with me once a month now because now they're doing well. And now Kristen Lerner is a drug counselor. So this
Right
was
on.
7 years of work, 7 years. This didn't happen yesterday. I mean, I've been trying. I got her in and out of rehab. She drove me crazy, you know, and really, really hard. This is what we want to do, guys. California needs a lot of help too, because there are
Oh,
parts
yeah.
of California. Not everything. I have George's email, and I have. Oh, you mean real books? Okay. Not everything is beautiful Beverly Hills, Hollywood in California. There are plenty of problems in California. So we want to get Will, even though we know how busy you are, we want to get women. We want to like sort of have a women's network, which George and I already have. We have Saving Souls Women's Network. Kristen will handle the LA part, and if necessary, if you come to LA when I'm there, we'll sit down and talk about how we can get some women in your area, powerful women, women like Rebecca Felder, women like that other one I love, Diane Davis, whatever her name is, Diane Davis, I think her name is. From
Yeah,
DC.
Diane YD. I don't know what the Y stands for, but it's Y
No,
Davis. Yeah.
no, I don't know. What is it?
I don't either. I'm saying, but
Oh,
that's how she
I have
writes her
no
name,
idea.
Diane Y Davis.
I don't know why. Maybe she doesn't got enough wives I bought. Who knows? Well, in any case, Will, I want you to be very active in this organization because I have a lot of faith in you. You are charismatic, even if I can't get in touch with you, but you are very charismatic in and he's like you, George. I had to give George a wake-up call for today. I had to go summon Will and tell him that the meeting is for today. You both drive me crazy. But I wanted to get the 2 of you because I want the 2 of you to be a very strong part of this because you are leaders. Women, I don't mean this in a different way. Women are drawn to the things that you say, and men and children, and that's what we need. Also, the most important thing, and this is my husband Taoufik, who invites the mailman to come in and he has everybody. He has the eye doctors coming for dinner one day. He invites everybody to dinner. He says, any of you are in town, just come on down. My point is, he gives his whole self. We have to find ways, and I know with each one of you, except that I think that maybe Will is rich. We're not rich, George. We also have to find ways. You laugh at that. We have to find ways.
One day, George is in the heart.
Okay,
One
well,
day,
Working
that's the
we have to
together.
spirit.
find
One day.
ways. Okay,
That's
we have
right.
to find ways to sustain ourselves too. So through all of this crazy work, I intend to do some fundraising for all of us, just to live, you know, giving so others can be living, but through our work, just so that we can help sponsor more projects wherever we are and sponsor free projects so that we can enable other people to come on down and do what we're doing. So George and Lynn, like I said, I'm meeting on Saturday. You're lucky you don't live here. You'd be with us, Will. George, Lynn, and Taoufik. And we're going to be taking lots of notes and doing lots of things. And what we want to do is we want to network. Well, we'll have to find a name. And Will, you're a little bit, I think you're a little bit more in tune than we are. We want a title, catchy title, like we're helping women, we're helping children, we're helping anybody from here and across the sea. Maybe helping hands or helping hearts or something like that. We want to form an online network with Pastor George, Crazy Lynn, and Crazy Will, and Crazy Taoufik. Get on just a couple of minutes like we're talking now. Taoufik will do the Zoom room. We pay for it anyway. We may as well use it and get people and get them inspired to do things to help other people. And George, we'll talk more about this on Saturday. May I say
Okay.
what an honor it is to have Will with us?
Sure.
That I could finally get you to actually come to a meeting. I feel like really honored. And Will, I have such hope for you in this. I really do. I have hope that you, I think more than anyone, everybody answers his post. And you know, the annoying thing about Will is he gives me posts where I have to think. He asks you questions: how many bones does a dinosaur have? Why would I care how many bones a dinosaur has? Like I'm gonna think, why would I care? I don't care. Ask me how I
Takes
can
that
my
mind
hair.
out of set way of
Oh,
thinking.
yeah.
It excites your brain.
Yeah.
Right.
My brain is on overload. Okay. So we want to let George get back to sleep. We want to let Will get back to thinking of how it can avoid me, which it can.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about, we're gonna open that Zoom link, and Taoufik will be setting up the
Yeah.
page. You can set
Okay.
a page, and we're going to do. It's going to be a George. You could say some free prayer, but it has to be like non-denominational.
Sure.
Right, of
And
course.
George, you and
Right.
I, and Taoufik, and if it's
Excuse
online,
me.
we'll speak to my
Mhm.
ex-principal. I'm ready to throw up, but I'll do.
Okay.
We'll see what we
Check
can do.
email in 5 minutes. Will and George. I sent the video about our last book, ceasefire. You know,
Child, I
it's
was still
like
writing it.
no, I mean the video we did yesterday about this book. Lynn gave word presenting or introducing the book, and later on we will finish the book. We will get free copy both of you, and at the same time, we are setting new website. It will be available by the end of January. I will send you copies, and this website will be interactive and will involve everyone to our social activities and yours, of course. So that's it. Love you all.
Oh,
Love you both.
don't sign
You know,
off. I'm not
I'm
signing off yet.
so glad to see George and Will together.
I'm honored to see Will, and I love to see
Oh,
George.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. Honored, say
Okay.
3 Hail Marys, and I have no idea what that is because I'm Jewish.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what I'm counting on you, Will.
Mhm.
George can't escape me. I live too close. What I'm counting on you, Will, is to get people like Rebecca Felder involved in this. To get people like really who want to help people. Like Diane Roy, who knows why, but I'm just saying Diane Roy Davis. People like that. Evelyn Abernathy, I think she's George's. If we can each, I would like to get this online session, because there are a lot of problems going on in New York now. Parents are freaking. The immigration system, we have a lot of problems. So what I would like to do is I would like to get this thing, and Taoufik, don't start screaming because we don't sleep anyway. What is the difference to you? What else do you have to do? So I would like to get this going by, let's say, January 20th. How does that sound?
That sounds
Mhm.
perfect. Hmm.
Okay, great. We'll even rotate. It'll be good. The first session, we should all be there. That's Will, George, Taoufik, and Lynn. And let's rock and roll, guys, and let's help the world. Let's really help the world. Will, do when you instead of your dinosaur bones, why don't you do a thing on Facebook like get involved with Lynn, Will, and George and Taoufik, in their crazy exploits to help the world. Wouldn't that be unique? Bring Denzel. I would love to meet Denzel.
You
Okay,
see?
gentlemen. George, 11 o'clock on Saturday. I love you. Thank you, Taoufik,
Love you
for
too.
everything that you do.
Thank you, Mr. AG. Nice meeting you. Thank you,
Nice meeting
Taoufik.
you all.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you.
Okay,
God
love
bless
you
you.
all. Bye.
God bless everyone.
Bye. Have a
And
great
see
one.
you on Saturday, George. Don't make me wake you. Bye.
No. I'll see you.
I love you all. Okay.
Mwah.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye bye. Bye bye,
Bye-bye.
brother. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.